What we're looking at here is the Lesson 9 folder. It's in the Part 1 folder of the project files that you loaded to your hard drive, and it's fairly representative of any project. There are a lot of different file types that go into it. Especially if we open up the Source Files folder here, these are a wide variety of file types that represent the overall project. As much as I like PDF, it's not appropriate to convert everything into a PDF file for a given project. What we're going to do is we're going to use PDF as more than just a digital replacement for paper. We're going to use it as a container to hold some of these items. So to get started, I'm going to open the Proposal Finished. These are the documents that I've converted to PDF, and they represent the content. I want to add to this content the files that go into it because some of them might need to be used in some other process somewhere. The first way to do that is to attach a file to the PDF file. And I'm going to use a Review and Comment tool to do this. From the Review and Comment task button, from the Comment and Markup tools, I'm looking for the Attach a File as a Comment tool. To use it, all I need to do is locate it somewhere on the page and click. What I'm going to add to this document is the JPEG file that this picture came from. So I'll click. Acrobat is asking me where I'll find the file. Again, in that Lesson 9 folder, you'll find a Source Files folder, and in there's a file called Wedding Dress, and it's a JPEG. I'll choose Select. Acrobat will ask me what it should look like. I can either have it look like a paperclip, an attachment pushpin, a tag, a graph. I'm going to leave paperclip because that sort of seems like an attachment kind of thing, and click OK. Now, nothing obviously has happened except for the fact that there is a little paperclip looking thing on the page. I'll take my hand tool and click just so that we can get rid of the highlight that was there. To use the attachment, all I need to do is double click on it, so I'll do that. And Acrobat is asking me a question that's an important question to think about. Do you really want to open this thing? In this day and age of viruses that travel through email, Adobe is concerned that people will try to attach viruses to PDF files and then hope that you'll open them in a way to infect your computer. So, if you don't know what the file is, then never allow opening files of this type. If you do know what the file is, you can either choose to simply open it or always allow opening files of this type, and then Acrobat won't ask you questions anymore about JPEG files. It's probably a best bet to leave it to open this file, and that way it will ask you and give you a chance to think about what you're doing before you select OK. However, if you're very comfortable with it, you can choose Always Allow Opening Files of this type and click OK. The file opens in whatever application you might have on your system that will open a JPEG file, and then you can use it as if it were any other JPEG file that you've gotten in any other way. Let's return to Acrobat, though, because I want to talk about this issue of opening files for just a brief moment more. If you've told Acrobat to always open files of this type, and then you become nervous about that, I want to show you where you can change the preference for this so that it doesn't always open files of this type, and it will give you that dialog box to ask you if you really want to open it. Preferences on Windows are found under the Edit menu. If you're using a Macintosh, it can be found under the Acrobat menu, but they're the same thing, Edit Preferences or Acrobat Preferences. The particular preference you're looking for is called the Trust Manager. And because I've been working with files that I've been opening, Acrobat sort of anticipated that, and that's why we've opened right up to the Trust Manager preference in the categories. To reset Acrobat so that it doesn't always open files of a particular type, all you need to do is click Restore. Yes, you definitely want to restore. Click OK. And the next time you attempt to open a JPEG file, you'll get the dialog box that asks you if you definitely want to open that. That's also a way to fix the Never Allow Opening Files of this type option. If you've set that for something that you then want to be able to open later on, you'll need to go into the Trust Manager and restore your preferences. I'm going to go ahead and select Cancel because we've already opened the file, so we don't need to do it again. The Attachments tool is useful for locating something on the page. So I've put the JPEG file here because that's where the photo of the JPEG file appears in the PDF. However, if I have a number of different attachments that I want to add to this file, I can do so, and I don't need to spread them around the document on the individual pages. Instead, what I can do is use the Attachments panel, and that's found over here on the left-hand side by clicking this little paperclip. And you can see that because I've attached the JPEG file, it already shows down here, and it tells me the location in the document is somewhere on page 1. All I need to do is go to page 1 and see if I can locate it, and of course I can because I put it there. However, if I want to add attachments without going through the pages of the PDF file, all I need to do is come to the Attachments panel and click Add. And I'm looking in this same Source Files folder that I grabbed the JPEG file from. There are other files here that I want to add, and I'm going to Shift Select to grab them all. I'll click Open, and Acrobat will add them to this Attachments panel, and it will tell me that the location in the document is simply the Attachments tab. They're not spread around the page anywhere, they're just found here. Now functionally, there's really no difference, except that this is a convenient location to know to look for attachments in a PDF file. To work with an attachment, all I need to do is click on it, and in this case I can either save the attachment out of the PDF file, choose to open the attachment, and I'll go ahead and do that. Once again, I get the Launch Attachment dialog box, which is just that warning. I'll choose to open the file, and it will open it for me. So attachments in PDF files are very, very convenient tools for communicating not just the look and feel of the content that you're showing, but the pieces that actually went into that. And again, that can be very useful if you want to be able to reuse some of that information. I'll return to the Acrobat file because I want to show you one more thing. I'm going to click Add, and I'm going to try to attach something to this file. And it's not located in the Source Files folder, it's actually one level up in the Lesson 9 folder. It's a zip file. It might seem convenient to be able to take all of the files that you want to attach to this PDF file, zip them together, and then throw them in as an attachment. Watch what happens. Adobe decided that attaching a zip file or a Stuff It file, if you're a Macintosh user, represents enough risk that Adobe just isn't going to allow that. Now, if you want to have your IT department work with Adobe to understand how better to customize Acrobat, then you can actually customize Acrobat to do so, but it's a cumbersome process, and it's best just to plan on adding the source files raw, not to add a zip or a Stuff It file. So I'll hit cancel because Acrobat's just not going to allow me to do that.